What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 310 EDU's YouTube channel. Today, we're diving into the top 5 biggest mistakes a new ranch roper makes. If you're a beginner, if you're an intermediate, you're probably doing some of these things. You probably are, and it's okay because we're going to discuss it today. We're going to talk about how to fix them. We're going to talk about how to do better. We're going to talk about how to not suck at roping. So here we go. Let's get started with number 1, and that's going to be this bad boy right here. We're going to be all wrist and no arm. All wrist and no arm. Okay, this is going to get you a lot of figure eights. This is going to kill all your power in your roping swing. You're not going to be able to throw the rope very far if you swing this way. So what we should do adversely to that is swing with some arm. Put a little elbow in it, right? Not so much wrist and a little more arm, especially with your sidearm shots, with your tip over shots. That arm is going to be greatly involved in the swing. So add some arm to it. Quit swinging with just your wrist. Make sure you're rolling that top strand over, and that'll help your swing out a ton. So with that being said, this brings me to mistake number 2, and this is a big one for a lot of people. Probably a lot of intermediate people have trouble with this as well. And this has less to do with the swing, so if you add that arm into your swing, and more to do with your coil hand. The second biggest mistake I see is this right here. That left hand not opening up and letting coils come out. That is going to screw your shot up every time. A little tip for you, whether if you know or don't know that you're making this mistake, is that if you typically miss your roping shots, your forehand roping shots to the left, if you watch my loop, if you're missing your roping shots to the left, that means it's a left-hand problem. It's a coil hand problem. Same with your hula hand. So you intermediates that got a hula hand going your way, if you throw a hula hand and you do not let enough coils out of your coil hand, it's going to end to the right. The nature of that swing, the way you're swinging it, is going to make that abrupt stop of that loop finish this way, and the forehand is going to make it finish the opposite direction, right? So be paying attention to that. If you can troubleshoot your miss and you understand why, that's going to change everything for you. So that's kind of step 1, day 1, week 1 stuff. Like at clinics and stuff, basically everyone has this problem. That left hand doesn't want to open. It doesn't want to let coils out. It doesn't want to do the job, right? So knowing that that's the problem allows you to work on it. If you're just missing all of your roping shots far left, but you don't know why, well, then you don't know how to fix it. So that's a way to fix that issue. On to mistake number 3, and this is a biggie for me. You see this quite a bit. I see this a lot in even intermediate ropers or someone who's in a rush, who's really not taking the time that it takes, so it takes less time, right? And that is going to be building a loop and then getting ready to rope something like this. That spoke is entirely too small. It is going to screw up everything that you got going on. You want your spoke to be at least a quarter of your loop. So if you're building your loop and it's looking like this, that's wrong. Don't do that. That's not what that's supposed to look like. Some guys like a little longer spoke, some guys like a little shorter one, but about 25% is perfect for me for almost every single shot. But if you don't have any spoke, you're wrong. Add some spoke. And check that every single time. Make sure that is right every single time. When it comes to ranch roping, we want to control the variables that we can control. And building a perfect loop every single time is one of those variables. Mistake number 4 is kind of it's a weirder one, but I see this quite a bit. It's when you see somebody new to rope and they're very uncomfortable, they can be very uncomfortable and feel kind of out of place. And so they're really stiff, right? They're really stiff and not fluid and thinking too much, right? You want to be really fluid, right? You just want to be smooth is the word I like to use. You want to be really smooth with your swing, with your arm, with your cool hand. You want to be able to move around and do all the things that you need to do. And if you're really stiff and rigid, it's going to be very, very hard to do that. So that's kind of a hard one. to fix in a guy. It's pretty tough sometimes to tell somebody, hey, quit being so stiff. You know, some people are just stiff. So you adjust that the way that you need to, but just know that the fluidity of your rope comes from you. So the smoothness of your swing, the movements of your body, all of that stuff is very important to have a really good ranch roping shot, in my opinion. So the last mistake we're going to talk about is the target, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody does this. I still do this to this day. Sometimes is that we get hyper focused on the ears, right? So we practice ranch roping to pretend like the calf has no horns. They're never going to have horns because sometimes you're roping muleys and sometimes you're roping horn cattle. So the way I practice is to just neck them every single time because I'm never trying to rope horns, because sometimes the calves that I rope don't have horns. So your target is always going to be the shoulder of the calf. It's not going to be the ears. If you don't match the angle of that calf's head to the ground and you aim at his ears, that's what you're going to get every time. You're going to throw it right at the ears every single time. So, excuse me. So with that being said, if we just adjust that to throwing at the shoulder, we're going to be in a better spot, right? It's going to hit, it's going to figure eight. And that basically goes for every single roping shot. As far as a headshot goes, that's going to be your target 99% of the time. It changes a little on the turnovers and stuff, but for all of our beginner roping shots, we're going to be looking at those shoulders. Anyways, guys, those are my top 5 mistakes I see beginners making. Intermediates as well. I see intermediates do that quite a bit as well. Lots of those things. So take all that and apply it to your game the best that you can and practice the best that you can, because the more you practice the perfect ranch roping swing, shot, target, letting your left hand come out, the more you think about these things, the better you're going to be at ranch roping. As always, guys, these videos are brought to you by 310edu.com. If you're learning how to rope, I don't care if you're beginner, intermediate, or advanced, we got something on there for you. It's branding season. Get spun up on all of our tactics for branding and all the things that we do to try to be slick in the branding trap. Go check all that stuff out. It will be linked in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.